please shower me with your blessings, Lord, that I might be a blessing to others. And I have received blessings from so many people in this room, and I appreciate those blessings.
So my hope is that we continue to focus on how to train leaders who will become those who take the message forward in the generations that are down the road.
There's so many young people that need you. My children need you. My grandchildren, to see Jesus.
You cannot live in the past. You can't even live in the future. You got one day, and Jesus is looking at each one of you and saying, you're okay, you're pure today.
Tom Hunstead is just a great, he was a great guy. One of the smartest, one of the funniest people I had known. He's just this great pastor. People loved him. He had this great gift of building relationships and getting to know people for who they really were. He also had this strong passion for getting people together in what eventually became the network. After he died of cancer, the network board did two things. They renamed the scholarship fund after him because he had made the first contribution. He wrote a check for the first contribution for the scholarship fund. The other thing they did is they created this award, the Tom Hunstead Award for Excellence in Youth and Family Ministry, and it's not an award that someone wins. It's not a competition. There are not nominations made, but rather it's this honor that the board bestows on someone. It's a way of saying thanks for making a significant contribution to the lives of those who work with children and youth in ELCA congregations. It's given to people who've made an impact nationally. It's given to people whose ministry has been substantial and who have helped shape and transform people's lives. It's a great honor, and it's really a cool thing that's named after Tom, because that's exactly who he was and what he did for others.
But these kids live on the internet, they live on the radio, they live in the media. Those people are getting to tell the story right now, and we need to find creative, intelligent, hopeful, positive ways to not be mainline Christianity in the deep freeze, sidelined, offline, but to be the power source and the truth-telling beacon of joy and light and hope for the next generation.
Today we present the Tom Hunstead Award. First, I'd like to introduce a couple people and invite them to come forward as well. Lynn Hunstead, married to Tom, is with us this weekend, as of course is Rachel, who you met last night. If you would both come up, join me here. And Eric Ullestead, the chair of our board, to present this year's Tom Hunstead Award.
The recipient of the 2014 Tom Hunstead Award is a member, a friend, and an advocate of children, youth, and family ministers. For 32 years, this person has been a passionate champion for youth ministry, working in 3 congregations across 2 states. This person has served the network as a board member, a workshop leader, an intensive care course teacher, and has been on the grand ballroom stage on more than one occasion. Her enthusiasm for the gospel has been made known around this country and across the globe. She has led groups to Spanish-speaking countries for 20 years. And is still trying to learn Spanish. She survived being hit by a motorcycle in Africa, has hiked the Inca Trail, and has been eating pupusas in El Salvador with friends for 25 years. Her servant heart is evident to anyone who spends time with her, and was also demonstrated when she walked 65 miles over 3 days to raise money for the Central African Republic. She has coordinated service projects for 36,000 people at the 2009 and 2012 youth gatherings in New Orleans. She's been the innovator of Camp Hope Day Camp Ministries and the Disciple Project. She is the mother of 5, the grandmother of 2, with 2 more coming this spring, which prompted her to needlepoint Christmas stockings faster than a speeding bullet. She loves gardening, walking, reading, sitting on the front porch in her house in the country with her husband and a bottle of wine. She has served on Synod staff for almost 18 years and is embarking on a new journey as the director of LEAD, which is focused on developing leaders with a deep, bold, consequential faith in Jesus Christ. On behalf of the ELCA Youth Ministry Network Board of Directors, it is my joy and honor to present the 2014 Tom Hunstead Award to Peggy Hahn.
Thank you to everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Would you like to share anything, Peggy?
Yeah.
I'll just set up questions.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have to take a moment to share just 2 short stories about Tom that have framed my life. So in 1997, I took 36 kids, the biggest group I'd ever taken anywhere, to the ELCA Youth Gathering in New Orleans. And we were the Youth Servant Corps, and we were sitting on the floor sorting out water bottles and backpacks and all the stuff we were delivering to people as they arrived in hotels. Now they do that a different way, but then we did it in the moment. And people would call out the number, like number 4, and we'd cram 4 water bottles in the backpack, and would hand them to the sponsor as they came by. And all of a sudden, somebody called this amazing number, over 100. And I said, what? And they said, yeah, over 100. It was like, I don't know, 120 or something. And I said, that's one congregation? And they yelled back, that's one congregation. I got up off the floor because I needed to see the adult that would bring that many youth to New Orleans for the youth gathering. And that was the first time I saw Tom Hunstead. Yeah. And in 2000, before the youth gathering, or for the extravaganza, I got a phone call. I'll never forget it. It was Tom, and he was really direct. He called and he said, Peggy, I have cancer, and I'm dying. And I sat on the floor in my kitchen because I was so overwhelmed with my friend as I listened to him talk about this. And I said the only thing I could think of to say. I said, Tom, what can I do to help you? I'll do anything. And he said, would you be the MC at the extravaganza? I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But thanks be to God that he also asked Charlie Roberts. So there was somebody who actually knew how to do that job. You know, Tom's life really mattered. Every one of our lives really matters. Everyone on the planet, their lives really matter. And I say that because here we are as people who are gathered together in a network because we are part of a community where we had somebody whose life mattered, who was innovative, who was an entrepreneur, who made something out of nothing. I mean, he dared to do that. That's what this award is about. That's why it means so much to me, is because of the innovation that this network represents. And we're people who are part of that network, who are challenged to do the same thing in a time in which our church is changing like crazy, and it needs innovative leaders like never before. It's time for us to step up and to create like Tom did, to think of ways to take risks and to make something out of nothing, to surprise the world. I believe when the story is written about this time in the history of the church, the voice of youth ministry will be heard. And I think this network will be celebrated for its innovation. We're called to do that. I think the frame we're called to live in the work I do is called the disciple frame. It's about living every day, loving God with all of our heart, all of our soul, all of our mind, all of our strength. It's as old as Moses. You know, I do travel all over the world. It's a huge gift in my life. But when I come to the extravaganza, these are my people. When I come here, I know that the people here get me, and I get them. The words of Ruth to Naomi ring in my head every time I'm here. I'm going to share that with you. She said, "Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." Thank you very much. Thank you.